Good morning, Business Bulldogs, and thank you for the opportunity to be here today. Let me begin with a question. What is something that you own right now that you'll still have in the next 5 years, 10 years, or even 50? I'm not talking about a phone, and I'm not talking about something that is intentionally made to be replaced. I'm talking about an item made so well that it might one day be handed down. That is something that my company, Ethule's Creations, is striving to build here in Onslow County. My name is Kelsey Hale. I am the founder of Ethule's Creations, a handcrafted leather goods company devoted to creating heirloom quality pieces designed to last not just years, but generations. The name Ethule actually comes from a childhood story in my family. So whenever I was very young, I insisted that my name was Ethule. And whenever I would say things very prim and proper, and I'd be like, yes, mother, instead of, yeah, mom. And my family just kind of went along with it. That, as I got older and stopped doing that, I started beginning in this transition of having my leatherworking business, and that name came back because it represented individuality and intention. Today, we live in a culture built around replacement. Fast fashion and mass production have created a cycle where items wear out quickly and are easily replaced. They do not have the best quality, so consumers are constantly coming back to purchase those items. But something interesting is happening. Consumers are pushing back against that disposable living lifestyle. They are looking for fewer things, better things, and items with meaning, durability, and permanence. And that shift is opening the door for craftsmanship to return to center stage. Ethule's Creations has existed at the intersection of craftsmanship and modern individuality, where each piece is handcrafted from high-quality leather and designed to age beautifully over time, developing a patina that reflects the life of the person who carries it. These are not just products to be replaced. They are meant to live with you. Wallets that will stay with you through careers and milestones, journals that you will be able to use with and have thousands of ideas in them, and they will live in that journal. Bags that will age alongside its owner. And that brings me to another question. Imagine that the next belt that you purchased was the last belt that you would ever need to buy. Now, how much would you be willing to spend on a belt like that? $100, $200, or more? When we begin thinking in terms of lifetime value instead of replacement cost, then the entire conversation around craftsmanship changes. Ethule's Creations positions leather goods not simply as accessories, but as long-term investments in quality and individuality. The initial market or product line will include handcrafted belts, small leather goods, and accessories with styles rotating depending on customer demand. And the customers are not simply purchasing a product, they are purchasing something intentionally made, something that carries the marks of craftsmanship along with rather than mass production. Within our regional market, there's about 80,000 potential buyers representing $42 million in retail spending. However, Ethule's Creations is intentionally positioned as a small artisan brand. I am not looking for $42 million. I am simply looking at that 0.5 to 1% because that market will represent a strong and sustainable customer base. The competitive landscape, many customers purchase leather goods through retailers like Boot Barn, Tractor Supply, and large online brands. However, those options, they do offer the convenience, but they come at the cost of quality. They don't last as long as something that is handmade with genuine leather material. You have those wallets and items for a few years where you could potentially have them for decades. To bring this vision to life, we are asking for $11,000 in funding, and this investment will support 3 key areas. First, the biggest thing will be equipment upgrades. So currently right now, I am just using a mallet and a tooling item, my hands. So having that equipment will increase production for myself. And second, the material needed. So I'm going to be sourcing from the United States primarily, all of my leather goods. This is to help establish the foundation of craftsmanship in the area and domestically. Of course, some items might have to be shipped from outside of the United States, but they're still going to have that quality. And then third, the funding will also be used to help with marketing initiatives and to target our demographic of consumers. Revenue in the first phase will come from 3 primary channels: handcrafted products through an online storefront, direct customer interaction at local markets and events, and partnerships with select boutiques where the shop owners will have the opportunity to curate pieces with myself that best fit their customers. Brand awareness will come through local marketplace presence, business relationships, and social media. So I will be using my social media to kind of go behind the scenes of how I'm making these items to kind of curate that allure of I want to purchase this item. Based on the financial projections, by the end of 2026, I will have about $20,000 in revenue, which will equate to about $14,000 in profit. But by the end of 2028, revenue will be around $58,000 and profit will be around $30,000. So here are my milestones. I am waiting to officially launch my business until the end of May. This is intentional while I'm still curating these pieces, getting them ready to sell. And then at the end of my first phase, which will be towards the end of 2027 into 2028, I will host my first workshop and will begin utilizing workshops as well to teach and educate people in the area of craftsmanship. It is me, myself, and I. I am the owner, founder, and leather artist for Ethule's Creations. This is inspired by my life. I am a huge advocate for wildlife preservation and conservation, as well as equine affiliations. And the partners and resources, I could not have done this without all of these people here and companies here. So. And that brings me to my last phase here. In many ways, the name Ethule has always represented individuality and intention. With most products today are being made for the moment, Ethule's Creations is building things for a lifetime and perhaps for the next generation. Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, just one quick question. I know you have a range of offerings here. What would be your average price point? And I know that's maybe a loaded question, but
it depends on the item which you said. So I would say average is anywhere from 100 to 200.
Gotcha.
I have my smallest items around $40, and that would be a keychain, maybe even some more basic wallets, but it's around the 100 to 200
Okay,
range.
perfect.
Yeah.
Do you have a average time frame it takes to make a wallet? Like what's a start to finish process?
So this item here, it's all hand stitched, hand tooled, and hand painted. This took me about 2 days not including dry time, things like that.